Hi there, welcome back. Today I am going to do another reseller vlog. My last one went over quite well. You all seem to enjoy it, so I figured I would do another one. I have quite a few items that need to be wrapped up and shipped out today, so I thought I would show you how I package my items to be shipped out and the whole process that I go through. So I'm going to show you that, and then I'm not sure what else I'm going to show you. I have a lot of errands to do, so we'll kind of see how long it takes me to get the shipping done. I am starting late today. I had a lot of things I had to do this morning, so I'm getting a little bit of a late start, but I'll definitely get to the post office today. So I have everything that I need to wrap up on my shipping table, and except for 3 small little items that are downstairs, I'll bring you along with me and we will go grab those from the shelf downstairs. 3 items here on my shelf with some of my own collection. And you can see that I collect bluebirds. So I thought it would be fun to display them here until they sold rather than putting them upstairs on the shelf and they don't get to be seen. So these 3 sold, and this is my own personal collection. None of these items are listed, so it's just some of my favorites. I will maybe eventually list some of these things, but for now they have a place and they are serving a purpose, and that is to bring me joy every time I see them. These ones are really fun. Those are my favorite. So I've got to grab these 3 because they all sold. All right, so that is everything that I need to wrap up today and get shipped out. The only thing is I don't think I have a bubble mailer that is large enough for this. With all the bubble mailers that I just recently purchased, none of them are quite big enough for this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go pick one up today from Staples. So I will get a bubble mailer that's large enough to put this in, because I don't want to put it in a box. It doesn't need to be in a box. It's not breakable. So I will put this one aside and get everything ready here to package up, and I will show you how I wrap my items to send off to their new owners. I think I'm good. I think you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I have these 3 pieces that need to be wrapped up in bubble wrap, and because they are quite small and the bubble wrap is square. Now, what I could do is I could totally wrap this one in this one piece and fold it all up. But what I prefer to do with smaller pieces, because I find that way you don't have so much, doesn't make the piece so much larger, but still protects it very well, is I'll just do 2 to start. But what I do is I will cut my bubble wrap down the center. So I've got 4 pieces of bubble wrap. And I'm going to cut all 4 pieces down the middle. A lot of times with pieces with little edges like that is I will take some tissue paper. So I'll take a piece of tissue paper, fold the tissue paper up, and then wrap it in the tissue paper. Gives it a little bit of extra padding. And then take the bubble wrap, I need to buy a new tape dispenser. Then I'll take another piece. And this is, I can feel that this side is a little bit more padded than this side. So I'm going to flip it around because I want extra padding on this side. So there is nicely padded on all sides. And I can feel, just by giving it a little bit of a feel, there's no sharp edges. I can't feel any corners. So it's well protected. I will also wrap this in paper. Now this paper is twice the size of this, so I will cut a good amount of my paper in half so that I'm not using twice this much paper on a small little piece. And I'll wrap it. Kind of like a burrito. And then tape that up. So it's nice and very protected. There we go. So I'm going to do that with all 3 pieces. So I only used 3 pieces of bubble wrap, but I was able to make sure that all the area was completely well covered with 2 layers of bubble wrap. Now, I am going to attach one of my business cards, and they're very simple. They just say the name of my shop, thank you, and then I also have a $5 off coupon code. So that will encourage the buyer to purchase something else from my shop because they have $5 to spend. So it works quite well. I've got quite a lot of repeat buyers with just giving a little $5 off coupon, and also will probably help encourage the buyer to maybe hold on to the card rather than just throwing it away if it's actually got a little bit of some sort of value to it. Now I'm going to find a box that's big enough to put everything in. All right, so I think this is going to be big enough. It is 10 by 8 by 6. I use a lot of these boxes, this size box. All right, I have my box, and now I am going to put some protection in the bottom. You always want to protect the bottom of your box. So I am going to put some paper in the bottom, but I'm also, first of all, going to put one layer of bubble wrap on the very bottom. I don't always do that, but it does help save on paper. Otherwise, I'm going to have to put at least 2 large pieces of paper. This way I can just put 1 piece of bubble wrap and then a little bit of paper. I did purchase bubble wrap with larger bubbles the last time I went and got some shipping supplies. So I'm just going to put the bubble wrap on the very bottom of the box. Now, because this is a small box, I'm going to use some of the paper that I have cut in half. So I put the paper in the bottom on top of the bubble wrap. And now I can place the pieces inside. So I've got all 3 pieces inside. They fit nicely. They're very well cushioned, each piece, so they will be safe in there. And now you can see that there is space all around the edge of the box. And I'm going to fill that all in with paper, and then I'm going to pack paper on top. So I've got the paper all nicely tucked in around all 3 pieces on the edges, so that gives it a nice support. It's not going to move around in there. There's lots of cushioning and padding on all 4 sides. And now I'm going to fill the top with paper. So you can see the top is all filled with paper, and I'm going to close it up. And I want to make sure that there is no give here, that this box is not going to get crushed and cave in. And there's lots of support there, so it's not going to get squished. And then I'm going to tape the top. All right, I completely taped the box, and I taped the box completely around the whole entire thing because I always think, what is the worst case scenario? What's the worst thing that could possibly happen when shipping an item? Maybe it gets squished on top. Something heavy gets on top. I don't know. This could happen. Who knows? All right, well, that's good. It is not going to get crushed. Maybe the bottom accidentally opens up. The tape comes unsealed for whatever reason. So I always tape around the whole entire box, just for peace of mind. And that is how I wrap my packages. Now I'm going to get the shipping label ready. So I'll write down on a piece of paper. Got bluebirds. And the box is 26 by 21 by 17. So I'll write that on a pad of paper. Now I'm going to turn you around. And it is 0.490 grams. So I will write that down on a piece of paper here. 0.490 grams. I've got the size of the box and what it is. And then I will also write on the top of the box what it is, so I don't put the wrong shipping label on the wrong box. I'm ready to print off my shipping label, and I have it here up on the screen for the bluebirds. So I'm going to put in the package weight, and that is 0.490. The length is 26 centimeters, width is 21, and height is 17. This is going to the USA, and I include tracked shipping to Canada and the USA. So I will go down to tracked shipping, and it's going to cost almost $16 to ship this item. I'll go down to the customs form, and I have to make some changes in here because they automatically put in the first few words of the item description. So this doesn't really say what it is. So I'm going to change that, and I'm going to put ceramic bluebirds. And this was purchased during a 10% off sale. So I'm going to remove that from the value of the item as well as the shipping. I'm just going to make it $60 even. And now I'm ready to print off my shipping label. I've got my packages all ready to go to the post office, but first I'm going to show you a little bit of how I do things here. I've got some items on the floor, and these are items that I just recently purchased. You would have already seen that Thrift With Me video and the haul video. So I've got everything back here at the house. I did the haul video at our country home, and I just brought everything back here last night, and I've got it all on the floor. So I'm going to show you how I do things so that I don't get behind and so that I actually get things listed. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you. So these are all the items that I have just recently purchased. You may recognize some of these from some of my past Thrift With Me videos. And I did the haul video out at our country home. So I just brought everything back last night, and I unloaded everything and set it on the floor. Now what I do is I put everything that I thrifted on the floor, and then I will process each piece. I will remove the stickers, clean anything that needs to be cleaned, and then it will go over to my listing table. So all these items still have their price stickers on them. Some of them need to be washed and cleaned up. This was the owl that I wasn't able to show in the haul video. Super cute. I do not know if it works, so I have to put a battery in it. And I like to give clocks a good, sometimes I give them a week, at least 48 hours to make sure that they work properly, but sometimes I'll give them up to a week to make sure that they actually work properly. A couple of these items Wendell brought home. He found this piece, 50 cents. And then these two pieces, this, I guess it's kind of a lucite, or I think that's lucite, but kind of just fun pieces. This one's got an axe, and then that one's got a wagon on it, and they go together. So I will list those two pieces together. He brought these pieces of, I think they are Melmac, and there's 3 cups and 2 saucers, and he wants these to go in the bowlers, so I won't be listing those. I'll be keeping those. And I don't think this was in the haul video, but I had purchased this a while back. It is a Dorothy Thorpe silver band ice bucket. And then Wendell also brought this home, $4.99 he paid for it. It is a Blue Mountain pottery piece, I think. And he brought this home. It's a really cool kind of trivet. Needs to be cleaned up, as you can see. It's a little bit dirty. And he also brought these 3 geese brass wall hangings home. Yeah, so those are some of the items that he brought home for me to sell and a couple to keep. And then I also got these, whoops, I just banged my coffee table with my butt. I also got these salt and pepper shakers at a yard sale that I didn't make a video, and they're just super cute, really large, very 1980s, 90s cat salt and pepper shaker. So I will be listing those as well. So I've got to get this all ready to list. Once it is ready to list, then I will bring it over here and put it in my, well, I'll put it all on the table. So I've cleared off most of my table. All these items need to be listed. I need to get a black light so I can show how these pieces glow. This piece, I am not sure. I kind of think that it might glow, but I don't know for sure. So I want to check that before I list it. It's a kind of a slag glass ashtray. It almost looks like bittersweet. Is it bittersweet? I'm not sure who makes bittersweet. I can't think of it offhand, but it almost looks like it. So I want to see if it glows before I list it. And then there's a bunch of jewelry here, pieces of jewelry, brooches and stuff. But I'm kind of thinking that I might have another YouTube auction and just do jewelry. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking I might do that instead of listing all those pieces. This is a sterling silver Tiffany&Co charm bracelet. And the reason that I haven't listed it yet is because I'm not 100% sure that it is an authentic Tiffany charm bracelet. So I would like to get it appraised before I list it. But I mean, this little tag says Tiffany&Co, New York. I think it says 19, I'm not exactly sure, 1970 or 80 something maybe. I don't know what the numbers on it are, but it's super cute. It's got a little present, a little taxi cab, an apple, a little purse. It says Tiffany&Co on it. And then there's a little Tiffany&Co charm and a heart. Is that all it's got? I think so. I love the little taxi. It needs a cup of coffee and a Danish. And I've got a Tiffany&Co bag as well. So I want to get that appraised before I do list it, because I want to make sure that it is actually authentic, and I'd like to know the value of it before I list it. So it's just kind of sitting there waiting for that. I've also got a beautiful sterling silver cuff bracelet that I've got to list. It's beautiful. I'm not exactly sure what stone that is. It almost looks like Lapinese, but then it's got some glittery sparkle to it, so I don't know for sure. It's a beautiful cuff though. And then this I was just going to use to maybe list some of my jewelry. I don't think I'm going to sell that one. And then I've got a very mid-century modern ashtray to list, and then all these glass pieces that I just recently thrifted. So I will get all the items that are on the floor ready, and I will put them all up here, ready to go into my light box. And I will just show you with this piece. I just recently purchased this from a local reseller. How super cute is that? Mushrooms and a little elf. Super cute little planter. So I'm going to get that ready to list. I'm not sure if I need to clean that a little bit better before I list it, I think. I also got these. I have to share these. They're just fantastic. Very large salt and pepper shakers, mushroom salt and pepper shakers. And I'm so disappointed because I purchased them. I paid $15 for them to resell in my Etsy shop, and they were quite dirty. So I cleaned them, and there is still a little bit of something on the top here. I could not get that off. And then I noticed that it was also cracked all the way along underneath here. There's a couple little chips, which is okay. I think they would still sell with the little chips, but with that really large crack, and it's not on the top, I don't think. So it's not all the way through, it's just on the bottom. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. This one is in a lot better condition. There's no cracks or anything on this one. A couple little paint chips, but they're huge. They are. I will show you. Where is my ruler? They are they're over 5 inches tall and about 4 inches wide on the top. They're really large. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I might have to keep them. I was thinking, well, maybe I would just sell the one that's in better condition without the crack. Because a lot of people will just buy one large mushroom shaker. But it's just so nice that there's a pair of them. I hate to separate them. So I will take the picture in my light box and I will use my ruler. I will take a photograph of the size with my ruler and I will put that in the listing. And then everything will be put away back upstairs in my Etsy shop. So I've got to do that sometime in the next day or two. I'm going to load up my vehicle and head over to the post office. They are closing in about 20 minutes, so I got to get there ASAP. Thankfully, it's a block away, so it won't take me long. And then I'm going to grab a coffee because I really need a coffee and probably a sandwich. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. We'll see. So I got in my vehicle and it was 4:55. So the post office closed in 5 minutes. So I figured I would not have time to get there. I may make it 1 minute before 5, but I don't like to be that person that shows up 1 minute before closing. So I'm gonna go to Shoppers Drug Mart. They have a Canada Post in the drugstore, so I'm going to drop my packages off here instead. And I've already grabbed my coffee and my sandwich. So I'm going to run in to Shoppers and drop off my packages. Now at Staples, I'm gonna go in and see if they have any really large bubble mailers that I can ship the needlepoint kit in. They usually have pretty large ones in here, so I'm gonna check it out. And maybe they have a black light as well. Shipping supplies. Bubble mailers. Here we go. There is a very large one that should fit in there, I hope. I think that's big enough. What? I want $6.49 for one bubble mailer. You can see how much more bubble mailers are here than they are at Dollarama. $16 for 8 bubble mailers. I know they're a lot cheaper online, but definitely a lot cheaper at Dollarama if you can't get them online. So I think this will do. I hope. If not, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure something else out. I'll probably have to put it in a box. I'm gonna see if they have any black lights here. Black light flashlights. I don't know if they'd have any flashlights here. This is all phone chargers and cases. Where would they be? Maybe over here. cables, adapters, surge protectors, digital memory, printers and scanners. And here's someone. I'm going to ask this guy. No blacklight flashlights, just regular ones. All right, I'm going to check out and maybe go to Canadian Tire to find one there. So Dollarama is right next door to Staples, and last time I was here I noticed that they had some really large reusable bags, and I've been using large Value Village bags to put my shipping in, and I usually have to use at least 2 or 3 of them. So I'm going to see if they have those large bags, and they do. So I think those will work better than the Value Village bags to transport my shipping. So I'm going to grab a couple of those. Last stop of the day, Canadian Tire. And I am in search of a blacklight flashlight. And I know they have them here because I purchased my last one here, and I cannot for the life of me find it. So now I have to buy a new one, and I'll probably find it after I buy the new one. And here is the flashlights. Ultraviolet LED flashlight. This one is just a regular flashlight. This one doesn't have a try me, but I'm sure it works. That's exactly what I need. Yeah, so it is $10, and I think that is my only option that I can see. So I will grab this one for $10. So I got my black light, and it was actually $16.99. It must have been in the wrong section area. So it was $16.99 plus tax. I bought a smart water and this flashlight, and it was over $22. So I do not want to lose this one. And like I said, I will probably find my other one now that I've bought this one, but that's okay. I'll keep one in my purse and one right next to my light box if I do find the other one. So I have mysteriously found myself at Value Village. So that is going to be in the next video. So I'm going to end the video here, and you will have to wait until the next video to see what I find at Value Village. So thank you so much for joining me. If you are new and you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and leave a comment down below. And until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.